December 22nd, 1947, Krakow, Poland. The former staff of Auschwitz, the deadliest German Nazi concentration camp, hears their sentences read. After a month of gruesome testimonies, 23 defendants out of the 41 are sentenced to death by hanging. One of them is the former Auschwitz deputy commandant, Hans Ahlmayr. Hans Ahlmayr was born on August 20, 1906, in Amberg, then part of the German Empire. Like his father, he took jobs in various rifle factories where he worked for a few years, apart from the periods where he was unemployed. In order to survive, he even had to take summer jobs, and like many of his Nazi fellows, he saw a solution for his unsuccessful career in joining the Nazi Party in 1929. This same year, he became one of the earliest members of the SS, with the SS identification number 2700, and in Munich, he soon belonged to the staff of Heinrich Himmler, the head of the SS. Before he started to work in Auschwitz, where he committed his worst crimes, he had worked in various concentration camps such as Dachau, Esterwegen, and Buchenwald. His specialties were torture, beatings, and executions. He gave the capos and guards far-reaching power, which led to an increase of the terror in the camp. It was Ahlmayr who introduced the punitive standing cells in the notorious Block 11. Inside these standing cells, the space was so cramped that prisoners could only stand upright inside. The entry was through a small opening at floor level, and the only source of air was a 5 by 5 centimeter hole. The prisoners were put into these standing cells every night, sometimes for a period of a few weeks, and had to go to work every morning. Ahlmayr also shared responsibility for mass shootings. On his order, 144 women were shot on March 19, 1942, at the execution wall in the courtyard of Blocks 10 and 11. On May 27, 1942, he was present again at a mass execution of 168 prisoners who were shot in the same way. After the failed uprising attempt in June 1942, he took part in the murder of the uprising survivors. Ahlmayr was known to all the prisoners for beating and kicking them for the slightest fault. For example, failure to march to the pace and rhythm of the orchestra. He used to drink a lot and was known to shoot a few prisoners for no reason when he was drunk. He was also active in the selections for gas chambers, and after the victims were murdered, he stole their belongings, including gold. The camp's commandant Rudolf Höss discovered this, and as a punishment, Höss sent Ahlmayr to Vaivara concentration camp in Estonia in mid-August 1943. Here, Ahlmayr became the camp's commandant, and under his supervision, the camp's personnel carried out selections of the inmates who were too old or too sick to work. They killed men, women, and children by shooting them in the nearby woods. On January 22, 1945, he took over Grini concentration camp near Oslo in Nazi-occupied Norway. As the end of the Second World War was approaching, Hans Ahlmayr changed his behavior. It was probably because he knew he would have to face justice for all the atrocities he had committed. He started negotiations with the Norwegian Red Cross and even let them enter the camp. On May 7, 1945, he opened the camp and let the prisoners go free. Thanks to MI6, the British Secret Intelligence Service, he was captured in his SS uniform by the British forces on June 11, 1945. In 1946, he was extradited to Poland, where he was tried at the Auschwitz trial, which started in November 1947. At the trial, he claimed he knew nothing about the gas chambers and that he had never killed anyone. He even stated that if he was found guilty and sentenced to death, he would die as a scapegoat for Germany. However, nothing helped him to escape justice. On December 22, 1947, a tribunal sentenced Ahlmayr to death by hanging. He was 41 years old when he was executed on the 28th of January, 1948. There were no tears shed for Hans Ahlmayr. Thanks for watching the World History Channel, and don't miss our next videos. Click the subscribe button now for more interesting clips. Give us a like, and see you in the following episode.